process that is going to push my mental limits and push my determination in a big way, I think. And so I think it'll continue to make me a better Magic player, because if we're being honest, my mental game needs some work. And what's better for your mental game than a grueling, punishing challenge run? There is definitely, like, you know, a part of me that's like wanting to diversify a little bit, like just you know, not that I'm not having fun with Magic, not that Magic isn't like my favorite thing to do, but it's important to have range and have the ability to play other things on stream if you want to, or if you know, they just print a bunch of Uros and Okos and modern dice for a bit. So I think it's good to, you know, to branch out a bit. You're watching how, yeah, I'm sure me having meltdowns too hopefully will be a big selling point for the stream. Yeah, so again, in this version, you know, you're just a control deck using this as a powerful mana engine, which is probably the better way to do it, but there's just something so elegant about that other list, I feel. Spike think Magic is over starting in February. Yeah, I'm sure that's what everybody heard. Okay, discarded Daredevil. How well do X-Spells work with Braid of Fire? Not that well. So, like, the issue is, like, there's usually going to be something better to cast on curve than any X-Spell. And so, like, in X-Spells, you just need so much mana for them to be too good. Like, Expansion Explosion is just so dopey. I'm assuming that's what you mean as Expansion Explosion. Maybe not. So see if they're just like on make a token. I think I'll Shark Typhoon block a mutt here just to keep my life total high. Yeah, that's what thank you, Ellie, for saying that. And another thing too, like with the Dark Souls run, like I'm not like expecting to. You know, this is like mostly just for fun and a way to challenge myself and like continue to improve myself as a person and a streamer. But there's also, like, you know, like it's also kind of like to prove to chat, like if I'm gonna pivot games ever, I'm still gonna put like as much work into the other games as I do for Magic. Where, well, I mean that's a little bit of a bummer, but like it does. I do get to ramp here in my control deck, which is nice. Like, the amount of practice I've already done for this no-hit run is I've put like probably 40 hours into it already, maybe more than that, just to get every section done one time. I've done other sections more than once, but I've practiced the early game more than the late game. But just to get every section done one time is like has been like 40 hours. Yeah, no hit. Try to beat the entirety of Dark Souls 1 without taking a single hit. I've completed each section individually with many fails in between, but you have to do it all at once. We're getting our Tarn needled. Guess that's okay. It'll be a named Shark Typhoon. Okay. Remaster. Yeah, I have the remaster. It's just like it just looks so much better, and honestly, the two games are basically the same. They're not going to Troll King. They are going to Troll King. After one, do you move to 2 or do all bosses DLC? I mean, I don't know that I'm going to do another one. We'll see. We are at the time of making this. Oh, I should probably take it both Fire Aces. At the time of making this comment, we are very, very far away from doing a second run. I guess we gone this. And then upkeep ice the Saga. Yeah, Dark Souls 1 is my favorite it's maybe just my favorite video game ever. It's also a game that, you know, I found so difficult when I was first playing it that I completely gave up and put it down for like a year. And it's kind of interesting to see how, you know, life changes, and I'm now trying to, you know, just master it and beat a hit list. Simply crying what to expect in the summer. I would be really happy if we got it by the summer. This will take months and months to do, I think. Ronan, 2 months ago, thank you. If you ever visit Mill, I'd love to see how you build the list. I feel like I've played Mill for like Dono decks in the past. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. Just draw and hard cast a Typhoon. That'd be really cool. That Besage on the Braid of Fire was pretty timely, I guess. Alright, let's see if we find one here. Nope. Alright, let's just see a brand new hand then. There's some Typhoons to hard cast. I can't cycle them anymore though, and just kind of getting beat down. I think it's gonna be the hardest part of the run. For me, so far in practice, the 4 Kings were the hardest by a lot, really. Oh, I guess I actually was just dead to them getting another cookbook. Like even Ornstein and S or Ornstein and Smell, I got like much faster than. Okay, we do have a lot of sideboard cards. I got Ornstein and Smell like much faster than I got 4 Kings. A lot of sideboard cards. I don't know if I want. I don't think I want any Blood Moons actually. I think we just want the Inns and Dress Downs. Hearse is also like pretty mid. We can play 1 or 2 copies, probably 2. I want to cut the Remands. I think I want to cut the Dead. Well, Gon's bounced the token. We're trimming still. Let's try this. I guess Brotherhood in bringing both these in is actually like maybe too much tension. Is there a way to merge these 2 lists? I don't think so. I think you have to pick a plan. I mean, this is like pretty good like brewing advice in general. Is try to be in an archetype. Don't you know? Obviously, sometimes you can blend the archetypes, but too often you have people like build decks that have like very aggressive elements, very defensive elements, that kind of stuff. You know. Gotta have a plan. Oh, I do if I get a no-hit run on the first try. It is like definitely not gonna happen. There's like a 0% chance it'll happen on the first try. But if I do, I'll gift 100 subs to Dino. I've also like I wouldn't even been able to get this far in my practice, which is not very far, but as far as I have, without Dino uploading like a guide for it on YouTube that I was able to follow. So definitely type !Dino, give him a follow. There's a lot of these challenge runs. Hob too, !Hob, both of them. Both like just like the amount of like dedication. This is like I really got into them towards the beginning of my streaming career, and it's like the amount of like off-stream practice and like the on-stream like grind and dedication. When I was like watching it, for the first time, it just always has felt to me like it's been in such stark contrast to Magic streams, where like so much of Magic streams are just like, all right, chat, this list top 8'd the challenge, and I haven't played it at all, but we're gonna just try it today, and I haven't changed any card. And it's just like, just so different from Magic. And it really gave me, it's really like, why I do things the way I do, for the most part. Alright, so it's Ice the Saga again. Okay, now I have Dress Down for the second Saga token. They're probably going to haywire my Braid of Fire, but that would have to be okay. Although, no, I can dress down the Might. So maybe I'm not... No, I could Typhoon for like 1 with the Braid of Fire mana. Although now I need to bolt the Asmo. I was thinking I wanted to bolt the Might. Yeah, decks during final boss. Solemn Samara Common, Coffers, Heartless Shell, 2 Night Sad. Somewhere in between. Like, Golos I think is much better than Solemn Simulacrum, where it sets up the coffers really well. And I think Bowl Drifter is better also than Solemn. So you could maybe, and so it's, I don't know that there's room, really. Like, I don't know what you cut for the Solemns. Yeah, let's make a 2/2. They're doing Cascade again? No, they're playing. This is actually a brew of mine that they're playing. This is a red-green food deck. That is mostly just like trying to make big creatures and beat down. I think this deck's really, really good. We've been playing a lot. Plays Sandrith Steel Seeker for a card advantage. Oh man, they're not. They're not making a Saga token. That's really bad for me. I found I really like one Godless Shrine in Acerak. Why? Is it... Yeah, why do you like a Godless Shrine? Is it for sideboard cards, or... Is there something else I'm missing? If fall damage is allowed, what if you die? If yeah, fall damage is allowed, but dying to any death is a failed run. But you can die to the fall damage, and or so you can just take some. In fact, a big part of the run is intentionally taking damage from falling from like this one item, so that there's a ring that if you have like really low health, your damage is boosted. It's called the Red Tearstone Ring. Okay, so my opponent tapped out of green, which is big. Why is full damage allowed? It's a hit from the ground. Well, many people have taken this stance, but you can do the run however you want. And honestly, like fall damage, environmental damage is almost impossible to avoid. You can do it. You can do it, but getting hit by traps is not allowed, and it's just, you know, there is like an official rules from like the hitless community. And that's usually how they do it. Okay, so we get to animate the hall. I guess I'm gonna hold the Cascade Bluffs to Awakening away. Could obviously just attack them. I think I don't have enough speed here. I need to kill the Ren. We're talking about Dark Souls no-hit challenge. I've been practicing it. We're going to start it today after the magic portion. Yeah, the rules are somewhat arbitrary, but you have to define them ahead of time and stick with them whatever you define. You could, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you cannot. Nito is a fight that's not possible without fall damage, and then I think you can technically avoid the swamp damage, but it's just so annoying. There is one part of Dark Souls 1. There's a scripted hit that's like part of the story that like you can avoid it with, like, it's not really a glitch, but you can like technically avoid it. But the game wants you to be hit in that spot, and it's part of the story. So that one also, like, according to the rules, doesn't count. Malabute Man with the 5-pack. Thank you. If you have anything you want to say, you can. If you got a gift from Malabute Man, make sure to thank them. Yeah, the hit from Steve. Yeah, like that one is fine. Oh, thank you, Malamute. Yeah, it's really cool to I don't know. I think everybody has, you know, streamers like that, and it's just special to be, you know, one of them sometimes. Yeah, we awakened a Way of Bluffs and then drew 2 more, unfortunately. Yeah, no, you can win in Sekiro no hits. You have to win that first fight. Like, I don't know, the community just has different rules for each game. It's all unique. Did I slow down the sub sounds? I don't think so. They should be the same. All right, these tokens are kind of big, huh? I'm hoping I have 3 copies of Brotherhood into my deck. I would sure like to draw one of those. Alright, so I'm going to dress down now so I can bolt a Haywire Might. What do they do with all the foods? So they do a few different things. So, like, they sack them to Asmo. They can, you know, you can recur Feasting Troll King with the food tokens. They trigger your stand with Seal Seekers. They make your Saga tokens big. You do a few different things. And then there's another variant that, like, sacks them to Time Sieve to take infinite turns. But for me, usually you just want to be killing your opponent's creatures, but we're, you know, control deck, not playing creatures. In Sekiro, you're allowed to twice dice. That's the title, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna bolt the Haywire Might, and then hopefully we can dig for a Brotherhood in with this Valakut Awakening in our upkeep via the Braid of Fire mana. Hey Kodo, good to see you. How's the brew going? So this is our first match with this control version. We also played like the combo version, which I knew wasn't very good, but boy, it's just something special. It's getting 22 months. Thank you. Come on, Brotherhood End. Alright, second time, awakening into 2 more lands. 3 more lands. Damn it. Oh, I guess maybe I should have left up this as a chump blocker, since if they have Shadow Spear, we could get kind of screwed. Oh no, I'm sorry, 1 mana short of activating on defense anyways. Did we shuffle between awakenings? I don't even think so. Maybe we did. Yeah, the food deck's pretty sweet. I've been meaning to play it again. We're playing Braid of Fire with Wilderness Wreck for redundancy. I considered it. Like, you could maybe play Braid of Fire like over like the growth spirals. I think that could be kind of interesting. I'm trying to remember like what put me on this Braid of Fire kick for today. Yeah, if you type X, yeah, you just donate the 15 and just post a link in the chat. It's not super formal. I like Possess Portal and the Trash for Treasure Food list. Possess Portal has so many words on it. I can never remember what it does. Come on, I have 3 Brotherhood End. Let's go, please. I've dug so deep. If a player would draw a card, the player skips the draw at the beginning of each of the player's second permanent. Let's see, discard a card. Yeah, I don't have any experience registering that one. Alright, a lot of mana, I can't use it. Let's go! It all comes crumbling down, opponent. I have 2 more Awakenings in the deck, right? Or am I only playing 3 in this list? I'm playing 4. I also have 4 Memory Deluge. Could have animated a Hall. Well, I would have had to tap an island to do so, so I wanted to make sure that I could, like, try Memory Deluge, draw Memory Deluge into... into Brotherhood End. That may be like the best Brotherhood End ever cast. I don't know. It destroyed like almost 30 artifacts. You feel like having an extra out in red green food deck, such as other target finale for Ren's ult might be something relevant. Not really. Like you have Might, you have Asmo, you have Steel Seeker. I don't think you really need anything else. Everything else just like it's also like, you know, I'm open to like hearing ideas for this kind of stuff, but like the vague some other finale target, like nothing for me comes to mind of a card that I'm like actually interested in registering. All right, glad we won that game. Was looking not great for a little bit. Maybe I do play a Hearse. I don't know. It's pretty bad with the Brotherhood End, but I think the Dead Guns are also pretty bad. I mean, they do kill Steel Seeker. Okay, we have 2 lands. We have Brotherhood End. This hand's good enough. Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. But yeah, like, you know, the Rin Ultimate, like with the finale, just comes up not that often. You can still get other, you know, the creatures that are already in the deck. I think you're just overthinking it. It's also, you know, this is an important thing to say. I in my experience, people like in Modern especially, they play way too many tutor targets for their tutors when they're brewing. No belongings for Saga. Well, we have Brotherhood End and Dress Down for Saga, and you could play one. You could play one Blood Moon, but I think that it can be also like pretty easy to overboard. So we can play Hearse to slow down the Red. Okay, well now I'm just gonna jam the Braid. Let me cycle Manamorphose too. I mean, I know that I might need to Manamorphose for Counterspell, but I think I just want more options for the Braid next turn, or maybe just find the land. Okay, they have a Haywire Might. Jimbo, think of a tier 1. Hoping to find a land. We'll play the Hearse. Yeah, I think we just still play the Hearse here. We can like grow it and crew, attack the Ren potentially. We can also potentially deal 3 damage to each creature and Planeswalker with the Brotherhood, and we don't have to kill our own Hearse. This also hedges against Troll King because we can discard in response to the food trigger going on the stack. Okay, I mean, I guess we also can't be too upset with Hearse just being a ramp spell that gets to exile the Boseiju. Am I supposed to bolt the Ren right now? I think yes. Responding to the food doesn't work. Choking. Oh, that's right. That's right. It doesn't work. I should know that. I've done that plenty of times. Deck for Moss with the double deck. Thank you. Help a scam and breach matchup. Sorry, if you post the link in chat, I can take a look. I was supposed to main phase Deluge looking for a land. An Acerak, what I found when looking for Acerak is going off with Golos. I found when looking for Acerak and going off with Golos, having 1 Relic of Legends plus Watergrave and Swamps gives 4 colors. Swapping 1 Godless Shrine for 1 Swamp allows multiple activations. Yeah, okay, I think that's pretty relevant. Pretty fine. It should be fine for any other Shockland though. It should be the same. Okay, I'll take a second, Brother Sudan. The card is really gnarly. Likely gonna make like a 3/3 Shark this turn, and then Brother Sudan on their turn. Or, sorry, on my next turn, rather. I wonder if we're ever supposed to chomp. I mean, having the Shark dance with the Ren feels really important when they're recurring the Saga. Not taking 11 also seems pretty important, though. And then I can also hold up Counterspell this turn. Oh. Well, I guess I'm taking the hit, huh? I mean, I get to blow up, you know, I get to destroy the world here. I'll be down to like 5. If looting was legal, modern be auto-including trash for treasure. Bring another format. What format has looting in it? Does Legacy? I don't know. Fun format. Yeah, I would play it. Okay, good. Cast another Deluge. I think I'll just take 2 lands here. Could take another Deluge, I guess. I think I'll take this. Yeah, I need to save the dress down for the construct that they play end of turn. Man, this is a hell of a card. What's your statement here? Memory Deluge is good for the deck. This is a different deck. So like, Memory Deluge didn't work in the combo version because it doesn't work with Galvanic Iteration or Invoke, whatever, the red Invoke card. But it is good in this version that isn't playing those cards. It's just playing Control instead. Yeah, let's make a 1/1 Shark. Start poking the Rand. Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't see the link. Ooh, blue-white control. I don't usually... I really dislike, I think, just playing one copy of Fire Ice. Like, when you have one copy of Fire Ice in your deck, it really doesn't cost you that much, but when you have one copy of Fire Ice, like, the way you fetch, like, just becomes a little bit more annoying, with not that much more upside. Where, like, you just, like, always need to worry about having, like, your one red source, which is, again, relatively easy to do. But I don't love it, for the most part. I will say that I really don't like having your Triumphs be Rafine's Tower, Katria Triumph if you are playing the Fire Ice. They almost definitely need to be Jeskai Triumph, Sultai Triumph. This way you could just get that Jeskai Triumph and then you have your one of red source. And instead of just having Katria as your red source, because I think you want to be able to get the Jeskai one first most of the time, because it also allows you to cast the Binding on turn 2. I also really dislike Hall of Heliod's Generosity in your Leyline Binding Archmage's Charm deck. I think that the card, it has always been one that's unimpressed me. It's always been a card that feels very Widmore, where this is a card that shines when you are in the late game and you have lots of resources and your opponent's not doing very much. That's really the only time the Hall of Heliod's Generosity is good. When Hall of Heliod's Generosity is bad, it's a colorless land in a deck with triple blue pips and domain requirements. And I basically recommend that you never play it. I would like pretty easily just play an Odawara in that spot. Which also doesn't help with domain, but does help with the triple blue pips. And also helps stabilize a bit more. I also like... So I think that I've always really liked to play 4 Prismatic Ending, 4 Binding, 4 Ending, 4 Solitude when I've been playing these decks lately. I haven't been playing Control as much as I had in the past, but that was like, I was really happy with those numbers, and so I think like cutting a Fire Ice or Prismatic Ending is pretty easy, and I think that going down to 2 Verdicts is fine, going down to 2 Dress Downs is probably correct. I think 3 in the main is too many. As far as like your specific request of helping the Scam and Breach matchups, I think that Sanctifier Invac is the best sideboard card you can play for the Scam matchup. I would definitely be playing like 3 copies right now. It's also like really nice graveyard hate against a few different strategies. It's good against Prowess, it's good against Reanimator, it's good against Dredge. You can bring it in against Burn. I would be playing like 3. Okay, this is another thing. Do not register any number of Flame Blitz in your sideboard when you could just play a Pithing Needle instead. Pithing Needle is also a card I love the first Needle in Control. You bring it in against literally every single Ridden 6 deck. It is a better answer to Ridden 6 than Flame Blitz because they don't get that first activation. And it also like helps. You can name Grinding Station against Breach. You can name Yawgmoth against Yawgmoth. It really does a lot. Really does a lot. Okay, so we get to kill the Ren here with the Nexus. The Flame Blitz is so bad. It's the kind of card I really do feel like people want to play, but I really am firmly against it. This is exactly 7 mana, right? The Needle is just so much better. We lose key here for Sanctifier. I think that's fine. Like again, if you want to beat Scam, the best way to beat Scam is to just slam 3 copies of Sanctifier in your sideboard, and you should feel great about it. And in that matchup, losing Kihira, it's okay. It is okay. This Crumble to Dust I think is pretty unnecessary. I do not like Orvar and blue-white control. I think for the most part, in control you just want to play counter magic instead. You have way too many creativity sideboard cards, I think, or like too like narrow sideboard cards. Where like these Moonlights, obviously, I mean Moonlight is kind of a versatile card, but for the most part, I like to play Dovin's Veto instead in control. So like you can cut all the Moonlights, you can cut the Rest in Peace and the Blossoming Calm to go up to 4 Dovin's Veto, and cut the Orvar as well for 4 Veto, 3 Sanctifier. That's like super clean split. If you have 3 Dress Downs in your main deck, you don't need the 4th in the side. This is Dress Down Mania. I usually like in control like 1 Dress Down the main, like 1 side. This is Dress Down Mania. But yeah, for Breach, you want like if you're really scared of Breach, I would play 2 Pithing Needles on the sideboard, or like the first Rest in Peace, or do you already have the first Rest in Peace, second Rest in Peace maybe. We counter that. And for Scam, you want the Sanctifiers. And I would also make those, the main deck changes I suggested. Hopefully they don't get the Lantern for these Deluges next turn. I think we just take these. Alright, so I think I probably should be worried enough about Shadow Spear that I cast my Brotherhood in this turn. Well, I have 1 more in the deck. I also have 1 more Dress Down. I have so many looks at it too. Although I guess there's really not much cost in casting this Deluge first. It's pretty bad if they Lantern me. So yeah, it is pretty bad if they Lantern me. Yeah, so let me just blow up their board, keep the Shark back, play Braid of Fire, pass. I mean, I don't necessarily think they have the Shadow Spear, but I would prefer to just not be dead to it. Braid of Fire and Counterspell the same deck is ... interesting. Well, at the very least, Counterspell is literally the only card I think in the main deck that isn't good with Braid of Fire. The remands too, I suppose, but sometimes you get in fights in your upkeep. I know this is fine. You still have 32 other cards you can cast with it. I think that's okay. They do have the Shadow Spear, so I feel vindicated in my decision to play around it, rather. 4 copies of Leyline better than 3 Sanctifier? No. Just get Grief to get Thoughtseize. I don't know what to say. I don't know what happened. Players just became so afraid of being Thoughtseized. just get Thoughtseized. It's okay. I think the Nexus. Maybe we should take in Bolt over the Manamorphose. Probably should have. I do want to cast the Manamorphose after the Nexus, so we have a better chance to draw Nexus. We can just go to our main phase too. Okay, found a Bolt. I think we might as well use our mana right now, since we have so much to do with the Dress Down, with the Braid of Fires, with all these Deluges in the yard. Okay, so I think with this mana, I'll just cast the Awakening. Draw for turn. I think we just pass. Could play the 3rd Braid of Fire. I think I want to be able to Deluge into a Bolt and hold up Counterspell. Problem with Thoughtseize followed by Moon, so you don't have 2 white for Sanctifier. I mean, I don't know. It's just like this is you're going to lose sometimes a Scam, no matter how you build your deck, no matter what you do. Like so you're not gonna have Leyline in every 7-card hand. Leyline is a terrible top deck. Sometimes you have Leyline and they just go Ragavan into Moon anyways. There's nothing you can do to beat scam every single time. Just sometimes they scam you and sometimes you have to top deck well, but it's just there's just nothing you can do to beat it every single time. And so you just have to get Thoughtseize sometimes. You just have to get Blood Moon sometimes. If they're Thoughtseizing you, you should be trying to. If they're Thoughtseizing you, you should be trying to fetch in such a way that Blood Moon is not such a huge problem. But there's just Sanctifier is the best card against them. I don't think it's really that complicated. Just play the best card against them. Man, I have not hardcast a Typhoon on stream in a long time. I think it's time today. Just top deck better? Yes, 100%. No irony. Just like they're not going to scam you every single game. When they do scam you, you are still absolutely capable of winning, especially if you just keep a reasonable 7. And you're not going to win 100% of the time, but blue-white players just are not very interested in strategies that don't involve winning 100% of the time. Which is weird because they play blue-white control. With 3 cookbooks gone, the Sanctifier is... Or the Steel Seeker's not really that scary. They have 5 cards in their hand. I really don't know what they're sitting on. Bolts. I built their deck. They don't play bolts. We just find our Nexus again. We don't find the Nexus again. So we have one more draw step. Obviously still just doing fine. No reason to attack here though. Maybe Asmos. Yeah, maybe Asmo. I mean, that can't be all 5 of the cards, but that would make some sense. Back it in. Didn't think we were going to win that match. That game 2 was looking really dicey. How is this deck not just worse than Lotus Field Control? No one said that it wasn't just worse than Lotus Field Control, but I'm just playing them. Just let me play the cards. Just let me play the cards. I don't know. I'm not a huge believer in it. The Braid of Fire deck. I thought that the combo version was like really elegant, and this version was, a little less interesting. But I wanted to run a league of it. Yeah, let me cook. Let me cook. Is Reclamation now back as a binding? I haven't played Reclamation in a really long time. So here's one thing. Like, Reclamation was really, really good against Omnath. It was one of the best decks in the format against Omnath. You had a really crazy win rate against it. Omnath decks are really unpopular, so that was bad for it. One thing though is like even when like I was winning a lot with Reclamation, people also just weren't playing it, and for the most part, people just like never really play it. I think I missed the Nitpicking Nerds resub like 11 minutes ago. Thank you, nerds, if you're still here. Keep this. Goblin. Alright, I'll get to you next. I'll get the thank you to you next month, nerds. Yeah, the Galvanic the Galvanic iteration deck. It was. Oh yeah, it was. Sorry, I was confusing that with Galvanic Relay. Yeah, we got to do the thing a few times. It was like really, really sweet, and I don't know. I don't, for lack of a better word, I really feel like that deck was really, really elegant, and we got to do the thing. It was just like a work of art, but not very good. Although I do think that Invoke Calamity and Braid of Fire has like a small amount of potential. Okay, so now that they paid for Echo and Mog War Marshal, I think that I'm going to cycle the Manamorphose and then fire, kill here, because I don't want to let them get the I guess I'll cycle again. I don't want to let them get the value of sacking Mog War Marshal. Anti-Salvo, reveal Goblin Ringleader. Let's go ahead and remand this. Obviously really bad if they top deck a Cavern. Not that our hand is particularly good against Cavern anyways. Okay, we could draw lands. Hold up, play Braid, hold up Counterspell, that'd be nice. Did not draw the land. Alright, let's not let the Ringleader resolve either. Is this a remand your spell? And spells like, no, not this one. So we played the really like in combo version earlier. I mean, you can sometimes remand your own spell, but this version is just kind of more boring control, which I know everyone in this chat is really excited about. Okay. Is it better to ice this? I think it's better to fire. Not even attacking with the War Marshal. Gotta play around Ragavan. Drew land, cool. Still gonna hold up Counterspell for the Ringleader that we remanded back to their hand. So I think this turn next are probably gonna be like Braid, Counterspell, followed by starting to use the mana for Typhoons and Deluges and stuff. Very cool that you get to filter the Braid's mana into Cascade Bluffs. I think this is worth a Counterspell. This looks like me in the mornings. Alright, out of mana. Don't get to use it this turn. Another Braid of Fire. Yeah, I'm glad the stream didn't end up going like this prediction. My stream will be so popular. Oh, what control deck do you have today? Well, today, chat, we have Counterspell, Archmage's Time, Force of Negation, Cryptic Command, Snapcaster Mage, and Lightning Bolt, and Goldspan Dragon, and Sprite Dragon. We don't need Silumgar scored anymore than tomorrow. What deck do you have today, Spike? Oh, today we have Counterspell, Archmage's Charm, Snapcaster Mage, Cryptic Command, Force of Negation, and Fatal Push. And we're playing 2 Drown in the Locks. And our win condition is Shark Typhoon. Remember Shark Typhoon? Oh, and that also goes. That's also in every shell, actually. That's also in every shell. And then it's like, what deck do you have today, Spike? Oh, we have Counterspell, Archmage Charm, Force of Negation, Cryptic Command, Snapcaster, and Path to Exile and Teferi Time Raveler. But wait, I actually hate Path to Exile, so today we're playing Oust instead.
That was before Prismatic Ending was spoiled, I think.
My stream will be so popular. Alright, so that now they can get that Ringleader through, which is like a little bit of a problem here, but feels relatively manageable. Todd, 6 months? I actually hate Path to Exile, me too. Okay, they hit the 4 goblins, so they hit Kiki Jiki, Matron, Prospector, and another Matron. That's not great. Taking 4 here is also not amazing, but I think I'd rather use the Braid of Fire mana this turn to make a big shark, and then use the Deluge also. Let's think I did bottom my Nexus of Fate. What are we gonna do? Okay, let's take Bolt Remand. I don't think we need the 3rd Braid of Fire. Here we go. 1 James, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Get a shout out or something. Okay, so let's go 4/4 Shark. Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you. Yeah, I love all the YouTube watchers. Okay, so let's respond to this with a fire. Well, I guess I should fire the Munitions Expert and then the Mog Fanatic. And then even if they Mog Fanatic here, they won't be able to kill my shark. Thank you, mods. Next turn we get to flashback a Deluge, just tapping the Cascade Bluffs. We're good with the 5 months. I didn't miss any subscriptions or anything. Yeah, definitely feels good to be back on our roots today, huh? Just hard casting Typhoons. Well, remanding that is not going to accomplish too much, unfortunately. Their hand is Kikijiki, Matron, Mystery card. Let's go ahead and remand that Matron, Bolt the Prospector. Or Bolt something. Maybe Bolt the Ringleader. Yeah, I think we just Bolt the Ringleader this turn to save damage. They'll sack it for mana. Oh, they didn't sack it for mana. That's good. Alright, I'll take one. Good one. Yeah, Braid of Fire is really cool. It's a card I've always wanted to play, and this weekend I felt like it was finally time to start messing around with it. But just tap a Cascade Bluffs for a Deluge, flashback. That feels great. Guess we take Counterspell, Awakening. And I think I'll just use the Bolt on the Prospector right now. Then just Steamman's tapped pass. Maybe I should play the Flooded Strand so I could shuffle the Nexus of Fate back in, but we're probably not that far away from just finding it. Gotta counter the first non-counterable goblin on the stack, I think, when they have the cavern in play. I fetched last turn. Oh, I thought I didn't, so that's good that I didn't this turn, huh? Okay, they get a Matron through. For a Sling Gang. Okay, so I'm gonna, I guess, just awaken away my hand, digging for more removal / Nexus. Just looking to play an arena. I would really recommend Twitch. Maybe I should keep the Typhoon. I don't know. I just need to dig. 2 more Typhoons. I would recommend twitch.tv / Amazonian. She's my favorite arena streamer, and really she's just like the best Magic streamer there is, honestly. She plays almost exclusively arena, although she's been looking into getting into Moto lately, which I'm hyped for. Okay, so we'll take. Yeah, I guess we just take Deluge, Nexus of Fate. Then 4, 5, 6, 7 Nexus. We can play another Braid of Fire if we want. Dinner breakfast sandwich. I'm okay, sweetie. Thank you though. This deck is so sick. So you're just gonna make a casual 12 mana in our upkeep. These Cascade Bluffs are so important to the deck. Double Fire, Ice, or these are Dead Gone, sorry. So I guess I'll take Manamorphose, Dead Gone. Then cycle Manamorphose. This is why the Manamorphoses are in the deck. Into Deluge, flashback. Didn't find the Nexus of Fate again. Although I actually think that if I take Awakening, I'm almost definitely locked to find it. We take Awakening Manamorphose. It's like a little greedy, but draw step. Okay, failed to find the Nexus and have like nothing left in the hand. This is where I say something about, I mumble something about learning sequencing. I think if I ice the Cavern of Souls though, there's like, you only have one, but we shuffled it back in and we had like close to 20 looks there. I'm really like not even sure how we didn't find it, but something went wrong. I kind of like icing the Cavern of Souls here. It's like a little risky bisky, but I do need more cards, and I think there's a really low chance they like jam the Lieutenant if we ice here. Drew another land. Gosh, well, I mean this is what I get for baiting so aggressively. Why is the cavern you have no counter? Well, I have 6 cards in my hand. My opponent doesn't know I have no counter. So if I ice the cavern, they are never ever jamming the Sling Gang this turn. And so this you know is just gonna buy me a turn. Can't you just fire plus bolt? Yeah, but I just have nothing. I feel like I needed the cantrip really badly. Was what I was thinking, which I do think is true. I needed the cantrip really badly, but I just drew another land. Yeah, if only we could Cryptic this bounce and Awaken again. We do have one more Awakening in the deck. Fortunately, we have nothing. I mean, we can't really use our Braids mana. Alright, so block here, and I think I have to bolt the Matron. So this way I go to 4, and then... No, I guess no, because this is 2 creatures, I do die to Sling Gang still. Even if I draw removal. That being said, got some outs. Okay. Obviously, if that was in the hand a moment ago, that would have been way better. I did draw the removal spell, but I'm pretty sure it's just not enough here. How did I not see the Deluge underneath that? I must have like grossly miscounted the number of cards in my library. Okay, yeah, but we should be dead to Sling Gang, sack everything. Because you bolt the Sling Gang, then they sack 1, 2, 3, 4. Super flooded. I mean, obviously, like, I could have looked at my library to see how many lands we had left. Should I suppose? Alright, we'll bring in the Dress Downs. Get the Remands out of here. We'll play the Brotherhood ins too. Go down to like 2 counterspells. No, I'm not playing Expansion Explosion on account of that card being pretty weak. It doesn't work with Memory Deluge either, which is a problem. But it's just, I mean, any like big instant speed card is gonna look great when you have all the mana. But I think it's just a little suboptimal. Yeah, we have 21 lands plus 4 Awakening, but I don't know, I just flood all the time. It's weak, but maybe just one. Yeah, maybe. I typically don't like to play the card. This is actually... Expansion Explosion is even, like, a really old meme on the channel where people, like, always suggest it for Reclamation decks, and it's, you know, I just always shoot it down. It's an older meme, but it checks out. Hopefully they have 2 more Aether Vials in their hand. Brotherhood is, like, easily the best, best of this kind of effect in Modern. I don't think I've ever cast a pull for tomorrow, and I'm not in any rush to either. Snoop, huh? Well, I wanted to kill the Vial, but I think I probably just have to kill the Snoop so I'm not dead. We'll see what I draw, I suppose. Typhoon. Let's get another Snoop Events. They about 1 Fury over Brotherhood in the sideboard. I mean, I don't know. You could play Fury in the sideboard. This is always the kind of question that, like, I just can't really answer. I mean, it seems reasonable, but this is, you know, it's just so hard to nitpick the sideboard this early. But it would be fine to play Fury in the sideboard. Why don't people play more Braid of Fire and Ghoul Ramp decks? Well, so the issue with Braid of Fire is you can only use the mana in your upkeep, which is why we're, you know, in this deck pairing it with all these instants. Okay, so they found a Snoop, so hopefully we can Deluge for a removal spell, which we have a lot of in the deck. No, we can't Brotherhood in super effectively right now. See if our opponent has the combo. I did actually consider Mystical Teachings. They also may not go for the combo even if they have it. We'll see. Leyline Tyrant? Leyline Tyrant's pretty sweet. I wish it was like on an enchantment. If there was like a... I guess there is... You can just play Leyline of Anticipation. Just easy. 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 Just play Leyline of Anticipation. It costs you basically nothing. Okay, so we're not getting comboed this turn, which is great news. Would Kozilek's Return of Brothers in good? No, I don't know. Brotherhood is awesome, and there's a lot of artifact decks in the format. It single-handedly won us our last match against the food deck. But again, just like always, you can build the deck however you want, I suppose. All right, let's go ahead and Nexus. Okay, play that tapped. And then I think we just make this Shark as a 4/4 in our upkeep here. So it requires us tapping 2 lands. Ooh, no, let's do 5/5 so the Mog Fanatic can't kill the Shark. Perfect. Less than perfect. Can deal with it though. Alright, so add 5 red mana. 6 mana. I think just tapping 1 to Flashback Deluge is better than casting the one from the hand here. It's obviously somewhat close. I definitely want a Lightning Bolt. I think we just take Bolt Typhoon. Save the Manamorphose for next turn. Attacking is probably fine here. It also seems like a little unnecessary to attack, and like leaving it back for like Hasted Ringleader / whatever they violin is maybe a little bit more important. Well, that Ringleader is going to be pretty good. It makes me happy I left the Shark back. I have to kill the Snoop right away, I think. Not sure if I'm fetching end of turn, but I'll just heal till and step. Goblins is such a good deck. Just like criminally underplayed. Here they flip over just a Mog Fanatic and a Munitions Expert, which is actually not too troubling. I think I'll probably just leave this Scalding Tarn uncracked this game. 6 mana. Deluge. I guess it's Better to Manamorphose first. Take Counterspell. Manamorphose. Likely gonna make another big shark here. Or at least a reasonably sized shark. Yeah, maybe not even that big. Maybe just 2 so I can have Fire Ice and Counterspell up. Okay, draw. Alright, I think the Awakening makes me not want to play the Steam Vents, so we'll not play the Steam Vents and just pass. If they don't vial anything in on my instep, it's probably good to just tap the Aether Vial with the Ice on their upkeep because they won't have a 3 in their hand. I really don't want them to draw Matron and get a free Matron here. Okay, 29 months, so thank you. And is currently Munitions Expert, and then B2 Mystery card. We find the Nexus of Fate again soon. Let me go ahead and counterspell this. We didn't need the ice there. It's probably okay too, though. Sting Scourger. Well, I wasn't really expecting to have a Sting Scourger. I guess now I'll be getting my basic mountain and... I I feel like this. Yeah, you could play a second Nexus. It's just kind of hard to. If anything, we're getting like a little unlucky not finding it super consistently, but we're also drawing a ton of cards and controlling the board. You don't need to find it every single turn either. Take another Deluge, another Typhoon. This turn, let's just go ahead and make another Shark. Hold up the Counterspell. A little bit scared of that Vial, especially because they ticked up to 4. Well, Dress Down makes me breathe a little bit easier. Could hold for Awakening. I think I'll play one more land tapped. I think you've been for the 29. Never hardcast Shark. I think we've hardcast it once today. Okay, so what are they vialing in? I think whatever it is, if it's Ringleader, if it's Munitions X or Slinging, I need to dress down here. Although if it's Slinging and they have like War Marshal, we could lose. So they choose not to use the ability, which makes sense. And they pay for Sting Scourge's Echo, which is also fine. Now they have Cavernous Soul, so presumably the last card is, I mean, unless this was just like an expert bait. Slinging or Ringleader. So we get to add 8 mana in our upkeep here. I think you want to cast Awakening before Deluge, so you have more information on what to select with the Deluge. Although you do get to dig deeper the other way. Although here, I think I'm just going to get a whole new hand. Could find Nexus. I guess you'd have to have Nexus plus land, which we do find. I think we just go ahead and cast. Attack for 5 in the air. We have only 22 cards left in our library. And then the Dress Down is going to give us like, basically enough insulation for next turn. Get to add 9 mana this time. Manamorphose. Blue. Flashback Deluge. For another Deluge. And can I take Bolt? This is going to be 6, 8, 8 plus 5. I can take Bolt Fire Ice. Bolt Fire Ice is 5 plus 5 plus 5. Oh, wow. Haven't done my times tables in a while. It's just that easy. Okay, I'm gonna click submit and use the restroom real quick. Be right back.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Probably have to mulligan this one. Let's go ahead and send this back. Yikes. Okay, we're on 6. I think we just have to keep this and hope to draw a land in the top.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
24 land deck. Reveal War Marshal, Thoughtseize. Okay, probably take the Braid of Fire. Makes you feel bad about putting back the second copy, but I think against the deck with like very little enchantment removal seemed correct. I could maybe put back the Manamorphose, but I think the Cycler seemed nice. Could be okay. 2-mana Reclamation. Yeah, that's kind of how you have to think about Braid of Fire in this deck. It's like, it's less powerful than Reclamation. Reclamation's also 4 mana though. Is kind of how I've been thinking about it. This turn, I think I am just going to go ahead and fire this off. Try to find, just try to find another Braid of Fire. Could maybe have held it and like trying to fight Counterspell. They're just paying Echo. Okay, that's fine. Have another Thoughtseize. I wonder how aggressively I kill this goblin. Maybe somewhat aggressively. Take 2. So we do have 3 copies of Brotherhood End in our deck. Wouldn't Braids of Fire plus Leyline Tyrant be kind of cool? It's just like not something you can do in Modern. Like, so the payoff for Braids of Fire Leyline Tyrant is that you get to use the Braids mana on sorcery speed effects, right? That's the payoff. The problem with that is you have to have Braids of Fire. You have to have a lot of counters on Braid of Fire. You have to have your 4 mana 4/4 creature. You have to untap with it, and then you have to have something big to play too. It's just too many pieces. It's just too many pieces. It's just better to play instants instead. I guess if the Tyrant dies, maybe, but it's like you have to untap with it. It's just too much. It would be cool for sure. It would be like maybe something fun to do in EDH. So I imagine they get another Sling Gang, and I really need to, or they get a Ringleader. I really need to find a Brotherhood End soon. Probably right now. Okay, I can take Counterspell though. I can take Counterspell Island, I guess. Counterspell the Ringleader, and then try to Awakening into a... Ooh. Okay, so we can go Braid of Fire, Bolt Harbinger, Counterspell Ringleader. Start braiding. Any braiders in the chat? Definitely not in a very comfortable position still. Yeah, late line of anticipation would be an option. The problem is it's just too many pieces. It's just too many pieces. I think I have to take the second braid. It's not very good, but oh no, I'm 1 mana short. Okay, we have to hope that they have no second Ringleader, no Sling Gang, no Mog Fanatic. A lot of ways for them to deal me a little bit of extra damage here. Matron. There's really not much that I don't die to. Hey Spike, is this going on stream? They say as they kill me. Hardcast Kiki Jiki. Okay, Snoop for Matron does not kill me. They also can't. I mean, it will kill me. Matron will kill me next turn if I don't find Dress Down or Counterspell. They're shuffling it away. They have a land on top. Oh, but now they just Harbinger. Sling Gang. Ah, bummer. Bummer. Okay, go to match 3. For how long these control leagues can take. The problem with Hullbreaker Horror is I would rather play like any number of Nexus of Fate over any number of Hullbreaker Horror. Day 2 requesting Hinata Dance Demands. And you're going to have to request it many more days than that. Many more days. Kind of surprised not taking Manamorphose for the Deluge to drink for Brotherhood End. Yeah, maybe. Thing is, I needed like land too, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just like I think my line of just like hope they have nothing is, and then like I have 2 braids in play to start to try to like take over the game. Maybe that's a better line. Maybe not too. They just have so many outs to kill me at 1. Okay, put on something mold to 6. Big raid from Dino. Thank you. So I have my sounds off because my chat's spamming bits, but thank you. If you're not following Dino, you should. I used his guide that's on his YouTube channel to practice the no-hit run that we're going to be starting soon. I'm really excited to try it. Dino's just Dino's just the best. I can't say enough good things about Dino. I think I'll probably cycle a Manamorphose here. This might bait a Spell Pierce if they have a Spell Pierce. I'm gonna finish this this league first. So it's all the Dark Souls fans. I usually play Magic, but I'm gonna be attempting my first Dark Souls no-hit run after this league. So if I lose this one, I might just drop and play some Dark Souls, but we'll try to stick it out. It's on Savai, Triumph, Urza Saga. Into... How are we in the Stonecoil Serpent bracket? What is going on? Alright, we have entered the Stonecoil Serpent bracket. I have no idea. I've like literally never seen this card cast in Modern before. Yeah, Mardu Saga, but they're not Mardu because they have Polluted Delta. Really nice of Dino to raid. Yeah, they have a basic island. Is the Braid of Fire player allowed to question opponent's cards? Well, I guess not. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure nobody's seen this card either, huh? Let's take the Valakut Awakening for sure. I think I take the Manamorphose for next turn, and then this turn I just hold up Remand and see what my opponent does. I don't think I'm bolting anything. Next turn we get to make 5 mana Manamorphose Awakening and see what's up. If you get hit a Dark Soul 1, do you turn off the console just in for the day? So I think that's how it's going to be for like most days. Most days just do like 1, maybe 2 attempts if I get hit really early and just try again tomorrow. Today I might do a few attempts because I'm like really like jittery and excited and just hyped. Again, also, I've completed every section in practice at least 1 time, no hit. That being said, I'm not very good at the game, and it has been a... Okay, if they're doing this, I should bolt a Construct now because they're probably not going to be playing anything into the Remand. I am not very good at the game, and I'm going to be stumbling around and making a lot of mistakes. It's going to be a long and painful process, but I at least have enough experience now that I won't be completely embarrassed trying it on stream. Almost so Dark Souls 1. Yeah, I wish I could have seen more of the run. I really enjoyed the Elden Chad run. I know how consistent my practice run's been. Not very consistent. I die way more than I don't get hit, but I get better each time, and I definitely have felt myself like, you know, this is true of like any kind of practice you ever have in anything, but like there's like inefficient practice, and there's like practice that is like a waste of time, and practice that is just really not doing very much for you, and then there's like really efficient practice and practice that is actively making you better. And okay, I think here I might just go Bolt, Braid of Fire, hold up Remand. There's practice that's like actively making you better, and that practice that's like not really accomplishing much for you. And for a while it really felt like I was just slamming my head on the wall and I wasn't getting much better, and it was kind of like that for each section where I would just die a bunch and not really learn anything. But after a while, just every time you do it, you get a little bit better. And for every single section, I really feel like I crossed a ledge, for lack of a better term. Yeah, Dark Souls 1 is my favorite Souls game. It's you know, definitely a game that means a lot to me. That game I really care about. I think I should probably... So I have 4 mana here in my upkeep. I think I'm just going to awaken away the island, see what's up, and then if I don't find anything better to do, I'll just bolt the Stonecoil. And I don't think well, maybe I'll just do this, take my draw, go to my main phase, reassess. Okay, bolt this now. And then I'll awaken away this Braid of Fire, I think. Although next turn I have 6 mana, so maybe it's better to flashback the Deluge than it is to Valakut Awakening. What's the route? I'm just using Dino's YouTube guide. I changed a couple things to make it like a little bit easier, but take a little bit more time. But for the most part, it's almost exactly Dino's YouTube guide. Ooh, that's 16 months, thank you. Is this what Modern looks like these days? Maybe. Dude, Treasure Maze for Sign of Draco. Oh, let's freaking go. I will say, my opponent's the first opponent I've ever seen to cast a Stonecoil Serpent. Alright. Blue. Flashback Deluge. Into... Dude, this has hexproof now? I think I take the Remand. Cascade Bluffs? Remand Cascade Bluffs? Maybe okay. Okay, then I'll ice the Scion, hold up Remand. Yeah, Fran, stay in Argentina, Fran, because I agree. I feel like every time you're out of the country, Modern just gets wild and wacky. And when you're back here, it gets ruined, so... Stay in Argentina, Fran. For the good of the format. Reset. What did it cost? Fran. Wasn't Stonecoil played in the Valky Cascade decks? It was played in like the Tibble's Trickery deck, but it's also like any 0-drop is effectively the same. But even in Modern, really, you just use Cascade spells for Trickery, so... Yeah, I don't think so. If they get to reconfigure this, then we get to see more of their deck, which is, you know, a win in my books. Yeah, today's been a weird day, huh? It's gonna get weirder too. It's just gonna get weirder from here. So my upkeep, I get to make 8 mana, which is a ton. Filter 2 of it into blue. Cast Deluge, 5 floating. Find Nexus of Fate, Awakening. Cast Nexus of Fate, take an extra turn. Oh, I need another blue. Take an extra turn, draw for turn. Ooh, that's pretty good. Braid of Fire, hold the Flooded Strand in hand to sift away with the Valakut Awakening. So my upkeep I make now 6, 10, 11. Flash back the Deluge. Della, thank you for the 16 months. Might just take Dead Gone Fire Ice here. So we can go dead, this. Oh, no, that was gone! Okay, well. Oops. Hold on, okay, so now, I guess now I'm supposed to just awaken, dump this, just one card here. Okay, now I can go dead again. Fire. Pass with Remand up. Oh, wait, sorry, I don't want to play my land. I want to Valakut Awakening anything, but I should have at least seen my draw step because that was all of my upkeep. Yeah, you could maybe play a second Nexus. Usually I like to play just one, but I agree. This whole league, I've like really just wished I had a second Nexus. So many raids today. Thank you, Gendrick, for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you, buddy. Raid City. Population. Yeah. Thought Monitor seems... Their deck is all over the place. All over the place. So we get to make a pile of mana. I kind of want to hardcast the Typhoon. I don't know if I'll be lucky enough to do so. I'll just dump these 3. 11 floating. Oh, we found Nexus, so always want to cast the Nexus first. And then I guess the least greedy thing to do would just be make a big shark. They 100% of binding. I think you're not supposed to look at our opponent's deck and try to think they 100% have anything. I think my opponent's deck is all over the place and it doesn't make a ton of sense. So, just like my mama says, don't try to make sense out of senselessness. Don't try to play Braid of Fire in Modern. Okay, take Nexus, take Cascade Bluffs. We just get to go Nexus again, take another turn into a big shark. Ooh, Braid of Fire with Yidiro does sound pretty sick, actually. yeah, we're the Braid of Fire bracket. My opponent's going, wait, how am I in the Braid of Fire bracket? This is so unfair. Alright, let's bring in the Blood Moons and the Brotherhood ends, and I guess the Dress Downs too. Remand seems kind of not great. They're playing Treasure Mage, Ornithopter, Reality Chip, Sign of Draco. Their deck's actually really cool the more I'm thinking about it. I think I'm just going to go down like a Fire Ice and I'll cut the Manamorphoses. Yeah, Yidiro does sound kind of sick, huh? Just doesn't seem like an overboard, doesn't stop much. I mean, they're a Thought Monitor, Stonecoil Serpent, Urza Saga deck. Dress Down is good against all of those cards. It's hard. Yeah, I can't help myself. I think you have to bring in Dress Downs against those decks. Yeah, I did look at Commune with Lava when I was building this. I remember when Commune with Lava was first printed, I thought it was really good. I don't currently think that. Rabbit, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, we were drowning in the sauce today. Absolutely drowning. Also stops Treasure Mage, ETB. Dress Down's great. Okay, I was kind of worried about Scion this turn. Okay, I was a little bit worried about, like, just tapping out for Braid of Fire when I have nothing to do. Maybe it was better to hold up Counterspell. But I think drawing the Valakut Awakening, I'm okay to just jam. Maybe this gets countered, and maybe that's okay. Maybe they Leyline Binding. That's okay, too. Okay, no binding. No nothing. Maybe it'll just work, huh? Maybe it'll work and everything will be fine. Never mind. Never mind. Yes, people suggested Expansion Explosion. This happens sometime. Like, Expansion Explosion is, like, honestly, I should have played the island here. Let me just hold up Counterspell. Expansion Explosion is, like, actually reasonable here. It does, the problem, my biggest issue and why I don't want to play it here is that it doesn't work with Memory Deluge. If you copy it, you don't get you don't get any cards off the second Deluge because you have to actually cast it with mana. It also, like, you know, everybody's like, a Memory Deluge, or sorry, Expansion Explosion, but there's a lot of things that I think are okay. I don't know what they're doing with Painter Servant, but I'm going to counter it. There's like basically always going to be something better than Expansion Explosion, I think. Oh, gross, Veil of Summer. What are they doing with this? Modern is kind of a wild place, huh? So, the old Painter Servant, Grand Architect combo. I'll try to counter this one. It's what's so funny to me right now is, like, I imagine a lot of people from Dino Stream, this is like their first impression of Magic, or maybe they're somewhat familiar with Magic and they've never seen Modern, and this is like the weirdest game of Modern I've maybe ever played. But it's everybody's first impression here. I think that's funny. This is one of the weirdest games I've ever played. Like, I'm playing a really weird out there deck, and my opponent has even, like, outdone me, I think. Alright. That's pretty good. Yeah, they're Domain Blue Steel. Domain Steel? We'll make it 3/3. So if we could deal with the Grand Architect and then bounce the Worm Coil, that might be good. We could also now bounce the Worm Coil, counter it on the way down. That could be good too. Yeah, we saw Sign of Draco in the last game. If they attack with everything, I can also bounce this and, like, eat the Painter Servant and then worry about the Worm Coil later. But we probably don't have, like, that much time to worry about Worm Coil. All right, so I think I'm not gonna play my lands because maybe Maybe I'll play an island. Yeah, the Painter is really bizarre. I mean, their whole deck's really weird. They can Veil or Dagon. Yeah, they can Veil anything with Painter Servant. I one time as a Dono deck was asked to brew around Painter Servant, and I also was... Okay. Hold on. I need to make sure I tap... I know it's gone, but I messed it up last time I cast this, so I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, but it was like a mono white shell, so I was playing Devout Lightcaster plus Mirren Crusader plus Painter Servant plus 4 main deck Veil Summer, and boy was that, and Eldor's Call too, to like find the Lightcaster, find the Serpent or Servant. But boy, was that we went 1-4 or 0-4, something like that. It was pretty fun though. Yeah, if only Grindstone was minor legal. I mean, it's like the second time this has happened. I think I'm still gonna play out one of the lands. My opponent's also seemingly in top deck mode, but dump 2 lands, draw 3. Yeah, really putting the Flooded in Flooded Strand, huh? No, now I have the second Painter Servant. They named blue again. Yeah, they don't really have an attack this turn. Next turn they can start sitting with both painters. I'm maybe not supposed to shuffle because I just put 2 lands at the bottom, but I don't have any more basic islands to play. Okay, so if they attack with both Painter Servant, this dress down lets me remove the +1/+1 they get from Grand Architect and then block and eat 1, so that's something. But it's also getting kind of flooded, so that's good news for me. No, you're supposed to attack. Alright, we'll hold the dress down. Stops a lot of their cards. Okay, I have no more fetchables with Flooded Strand. I still have the Mounted in the hand, though. But I can try to, I can Valakut Awakening this one at some point. Okay, we'll just take... Oh, the blue-red Lightning Bolt is so pretty. Maybe I bolt the Grand Architect. No, I'll just take the Deluge Typhoon. I'll just take the expensive cards, and we have a lot of mana and not really worry too much about it. Oh yeah, dress down Painter is a rule question for another day, I think. Now they attack. Why did they attack last turn? Oh boy, Sheaf Engineer. Okay, we'll take Nexus of Fate. 4, 5. We have 8 mana. Yeah, I know it's kind of weird. I think I just take Scalding Tarn, so this way I can go Typhoon with Dress Down up, because this can give me a mountain. I can't get mounted off the Flooded Strand. Hardcast Typhoon. Oh no, I miscounted. Sorry, I thought I had 1 less mana than I did. I even like double checked. But then we get to Nexus of Fate with Typhoon in play, which is my favorite play. Okay, they're just passing, which is fine. We'll hold the dress down, I think. Let's see if this resolves. Probably attack either way. Get a 7/7 Shark along with our extra turn. And they pack it in. So we're 2-1 in one of the weirdest leagues I've ever played. That was a weird one. Long week too. This deck was so out there. Today's record. So this is the first league we played with this version. We also played like a combo version of this deck this morning that we did pretty poorly with, but when we went off, it was just like one of the most beautiful decks I've ever played. It was just something else, something special. This deck is a little bit more, normal, relatively speaking. And it's probably the better of the 2 versions. Like, Braids has definitely been, like, really good. No, I didn't end up doing my year in review video. I wanted to, but this weekend, like, I really wanted to get the Dark Souls run ready for today. It was really important to me that it was ready. or that I had done every section hit list at least once before the new year to start it in the new year. I know like nobody else cares, but to me, like starting it the first stream of the new year was really important. And I also had like to prepare for today's stream, like the Magic stuff, and then I had the article to do. So I was like really working all weekend, just grinding. Like I did get there, but I did not also have time to do a full YouTube video, which in retrospect was maybe a little bit ambitious to think that I could do, while also doing all this other stuff. Ooh, that's bad. We have some Blood Moons in the sideboard. We have Counterspells and Remands in our deck. And my opponent didn't play anything on turn 1. So maybe they're just like going to be dopey E-Tron. The old turn 2 Expedition map. Plus second Tron piece. Braid is like Aether Vial for instance. Yeah, I think that's a really good way to phrase it. For red instance, maybe. I didn't say anything, Count. Just complimenting my opponent's deck choice. Why would you ruin the opponent's fun after seeing Painter on Grandstone in the format? Just have a better mill deck? Well, it's not a mill deck, it's just a 2-card combo deck. Like, you would also build Painter Grandstone to be like... You would just play it in Breach combo. You wouldn't play it in that shell. Ulamoging? Well, good news is... Well, the Counterspell. We didn't have the Counterspell in the hand, you know what I mean? Alright, Blood Moon's in. Bolt's out. Although maybe Bolt's a bit better than Dead Gone. I think Dress Down's solid. It, you know, kills Ballista, stops Thought on ETB, stops Matter Reshaper, exit TB. Could Team Wreck with Braids be a thing? Yeah, maybe. I've definitely been thinking a little bit about it. The mana gets really weird because like one thing is the filter lands are really important in this archetype, and the filter lands I think in the Teamer Wreck mana base is a bit odd. Casting Deluge with free Calamity. Yeah. Calamity Deluge is a nombo, which is why we're not playing Calamity in this version, but we were playing Factor Fiction in the Calamity version. I don't know if that was the confusion. Fluster okay for Sturgeon Scriven. They're Eldrazi Tron, not mono green, so they have no targets besides like Spatial Contortion, Dismember. At least I think they're Eldrazi Tron. Oh yeah, they're main decking the coding. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they aren't. But like, you would Tron like, doesn't play anything turn 1. They didn't get any green mana. Maybe you're right. Maybe they are mono green. My gut is telling me E-Tron though. Digging for braids. I might just cycle the Dress Down here too, which is not very good. Just doping around. Do you think Yorion would have been okay? That's a good draw. If it would require a 100-card deck? Yeah, probably. Andreas with the... Although it's hard to evaluate. I think 100 cards would be, like, also bad design where... Like it does make shuffling, like, especially in your fetch land format. Okay, you're right. They were mono green. It makes shuffling in your fetch land format kind of a nightmare, and... just like slows the game down and like makes you spend like more money on cards. You're on his banned because of slow paper players, not because it's too good. Yeah, I mean it also like I think it's banned for like a little bit more than that. Like to some extent, banning for gameplay concerns is I think something you should do on occasion. Not every single time, but I like if Yorion was like more fun to play with and play against, I think it would still be legal. But it was, you know, in my opinion, like one of the least fun cards to play with and against. I don't hate icing the forest to try to keep them off the scrying, but maybe I'm just supposed to like play this tapped, let them scrying. They have 5 mana after. If they have Karn, I have Bolt. And then, play this instead, though. They have Karn, I have Bolt, and then I can just, like, look for a Blood Moon. In the Calamity version, anyway, to March of Reckless Joy over Impulse. I don't know. I think March of Reckless Joy is, like, in general, a pretty weak card, and I guess I would just largely prefer not to play it. Okay, so now they have Oblivion Stone if I do find Blood Moon. They also have Stonebrain, just like in the deck. They have the main their deck is definitely doing something weird. We're getting kind of bodied. Okay, so we'll take Blood Moon. Is this only as a sorcery? Yeah, so we can ice this to stop it for a turn. So I think I take Blood Moon Counterspell. I don't know what they're naming with this, but it's kind of fine. So what I think I'm going to do is Blood Moon, play Hall of the Storm Giants untapped, and then ice the Stonebrain, and like, and what's cool about icing the Stonebrain here is like they don't get to use it this turn, which means that they don't get to Oblivion Stone this turn without killing their own Stonebrain. I really like the mech lands a lot. I don't know if they're my favorite, but I like them a lot. I've been definitely playing them a lot. I typically like the new ones, and then, you know, then more new lands come out. I just like them for a while. Okay. Then this turn, I think we just pass. If they want to, I really don't know what the name with Stonebrain. Does anybody have a guess even? Shark Typhoon? Okay, they're just killing their own Stonebrain. Deal. Nexus? Yeah, that would be fine. Counterspell? Yeah, Counterspell is probably a fine one. Braid of Fire, yeah. That would resolve. Woo! Oh boy. Oh no, was I supposed to counter that? Because now they get Sanctum. I'm just crackling up over here. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. Wow. Yeah, this is... I don't know what's going on today. Okay, they play a tower. This is all fine. Oh, man. Oh, they found a Beseiju, which means my... another Blood Moon won't be that good. Maybe I'll find 2 Blood Moons. So I get to dig pretty deep here. I'm going to put back both lands and the Bolt. I could put back the other Awakening. I think it's okay to hold it too. Just dig even deeper. There's a Braid of Fire. So maybe this turn, just Braid of Fire. Braid of Fire, hold up, mana makes sense. Could play this Awakening tapped. I think I kind of like that. Yeah, they didn't tutor Sanctum of Ugin, so presumably they're not gonna Flesh Gorge your Sanctum here. You can invoke a Vision. Yeah, you should be able. You can invoke the 0 mana spells, so there's maybe something going on there. Electrodominancers maybe. Right, I'll Counterspell. Yeah, it's 2023 now. The era of 2022 Modern is over. I just let that one resolve. I mean, it's kind of hard to answer. I don't know. Can't block out the Hall. As someone who does a lot of brewing, I know that like sometimes your opponents will just let your cards resolve because they don't think they're very good, and then they just die to them because they let them resolve. And it's always embarrassing when that happens. All right, so probably gonna cast the Nexus this turn. Start ticking up this Braid of Fire. Yeah, I'm really excited for Dark Souls as well. Maybe it wasn't super wise to fire up the very long league, but yeah, it's still got to be a Magic channel. No, let's actually Deluge here. Okay, and just take the spells. Play Blood Moon. I guess I could have got another island first. I just know that they have Besage You, and they're going to Besage You me, so I won't be able to get the island off that. Oh, and I should have held this for Awakening. That was actually kind of bad. Yeah, oh no, I've lost, so I can go play Dark Souls. They got 7 mana. Yeah. Doesn't cast everything. I mean, their hand is Besage You 2 mystery cards. I think that they're pretty likely to Besage You my Blood Moon here. Would Expansion Explosion be good? I think it would be suboptimal, so usually people hear me like call a card suboptimal and they're like trash, like most streamers say, but it would be okay. It would be fine. I think it's just not the best option. I think that there are better options. So not Besage-ing now. We're adding 3, 4, Flashback Deluge. Take Nexus, take Typhoon, take a draw, pass back. Then presumably they will Besage You this. We get another island. And we're sadly 1 mana short of just Nexus of Fate taking a turn here. I don't know why they're main decking the coding. Like, we haven't seen, like, it's so weird. It almost feels like they just shuffled all their Karn targets into the main on accident and registered it. And then inside them out. Yeah, the Cascade Bluffs. Like, I wouldn't even be, like, very interested in playing the deck if this card didn't exist. Every breed with Crush of Tentacles and 0 drops? Not in Modern. It's not really Modern power level. Not that everything I do necessarily is, but that one definitely isn't. No, I don't think they had a 675 card main deck. Maybe I missed it. Okay, so we're making 6 mana. So pretty easy to just Nexus of Fate, take a draw step. I thought I sided out my Manamorphose. Oh, I obviously didn't there. I sided out the burn. So I don't have lethal with like cycling make a big shark, so I guess we're hard casting. Hard cast Manamorphose, dress down. Although it's probably maybe better to hold the Manamorphose for the Braid of Fire's next turn. I'll do that. Just cycle this. Digging for that Nexus of Fate again, which we're actually like somewhat likely to find with 25 cards in the library and as much draw as we have. So making 8 mana. Is Manamorphose here to fix mana? Yeah, when you're like making all this red mana in your upkeep and you have like blue draws, like being able to like transform this into blue mana at instant speed is pretty important. In kind of the same way that Cascade Bluffs are important. Is it good? I don't know. Okay, gonna cast this. Gonna dump the Bolt in the Tarn. Looking for the Awakening. I'll show the Nexus of Fate. Missed. Okay, so now, well, Guess I need this. I need to tap this mana if I want to cast the Nexus of Fate. So we'll. Oh no, I didn't actually. So I could have played my land, but then it's one less card anyways. Like I don't want to play. I have to play the Cascade Bluffs to cast the Awakening. Okay, one more look at Nexus. We miss on the Nexus, but we are still doing fine as long as they don't have Emrakul, I guess. So many sharks. Feels right to be hard casting some Typhoons today. They are top decking. Alright, so we'll just counter this. They have no more cards and we win. Yeah, we could probably beat an Emrakul. Just like, that's kind of the only card that does anything. Oh, they might be able to deck me if they Emrakul. Okay, so yeah, I think against mono green, which I don't know how chat realized they were mono green. I didn't. We'll play a couple Flusterstorms. Braid of Fire is definitely pretty good. It's like the card is like is definitely powerful in the shell. It's doing some nice things. It's definitely slow. Bounce on a mold to 6. Yeah, 2 mana Wilderness Rack, kind of. Could just play a Grapeshot empty. Not really. So we're like so this is kind of very, very classic, Twitch chat, or maybe that's not the right word. I mean, it is, but you don't want to play cards that are only good when you're super duper ahead. When you have other cards that will win you the game as well, but can also stabilize you. So like any number of like big win condition cards, like Expansion Explosion or Storm effects, like Empty the Warrens or Grapeshot. These cards are only good when you have millions of resources and tons of time and tons of mana. But like Nexus of Fate is a card that very much can like stabilize you when you're behind. It can stabilize you in games where your opponent has huge board states and like really gets you to that like late game, like win the game situation better than their Storm cards do. They don't have another land. We have 2 Blood Moons. Not much else though. Not much else. Definitely pretty scared if they find a land and they go Oblivion Stone. That'd be pretty bad for me. Here's his power plant. Into a map. I'll probably play out the second Blood Moon. We have Flusterstorm up for Force Negation. We really just get got by Oblivion Stone. We also have no action, so this is like kind of classic Blue Moon situation where you have multiple Blood Moons and no pressure, and they eventually just draw out of this. Alright, maybe we'll finally see what they're trying to name with Stone Brain. Probably Shark Typhoon. A lot of good draws here. Including Shark Typhoon. Kind of. There's a forest. They find a Besage. Get a little bit of pressure. Yeah, I think they named Typhoon. They might name Nexus. They like, oh, I drew Typhoon. God. I mean, it's fine. I still get to cycle it from the Stone Brain ability. Maybe they name something else. No, they named Shark Typhoon, so I guess with the Blood Moons in play, we actually don't have win conditions besides the Shark, because our other win condition would just be manlands. But presumably they'll kill the Blood Moons at some point if they don't ever kill the Blood Moons and they answer the Shark, we can't win. gonna hold these in hand for Valakut Awakening, I guess. We have a shark. We have a shark. What's not to like? You get upset when people ask me about win conditions? I don't know. I mean, people ask me about win conditions, and it's like you can't see the van lands, and I don't know. I mean, I guess the Galvanic Iteration Lightning Bolt stuff was a little bit more complicated. Okay, they're playing Boseiju as a land. I'm playing a Karn. If they minus Karn, the shark does kill it. They find Oblivion Stone. We have Oblivion Stone, such a bummer here. You can draw a Counterspell, Remand, Braid of Fire number 3. Yeah, I'm getting kind of close to conceding. I'm getting kind of close to conceding. Put Snapcaster in. I had Snapcaster in an earlier draft. I mean, you can play it. You can play it. It's fine. Find a Blast Zone. Any Braids? No. Should be maybe playing some Needles on the side. They're kind of awkward with the Brotherhood's War, though. Yeah, this does unlock our man lands, technically. Our creature lands. Guess we're playing. I guess we're still playing this one. I guess we're battling. Why not haul Nexus? Well, the Braid of Fires are about to die, presumably. And I thought the Counterspell was more important for stabilizing after the Oblivion Stone. Does this build only have one man land? Yep. That's our win condition right there. With these Typhoons being gone. Okay, my opponent let me Braid of Fire, though, so I get to flash back this Deluge. Definitely take Valakut Awakening. I think we go Awakening Manamorphose. Two, three, four, five, six. Spin it again. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Double Counterspell up. Yeah, I will not give you any meaningful feedback on a Canadian Highlander deck. I do offer the option of me giving a thumbs up and like, wow. But I cannot. I don't even know how Canadian Highlander works. Save your money. No, we don't actually have another Blood Moon because we can't win the game if we cast this Blood Moon. Because they stone-brained my Shark Typhoons, which were my only win cons. So I could just YOLO jam Hall here, but I think I need to hold up Counterspell for the Ugin, and then I can also Deluge. And Braid of Fire does help me animate the Hall. Yeah, Constructed Cube, I've heard it described that way before. But like, I don't know what the rules are. Like, I know you get points for cards. I don't know how many points cards are. I don't know how many points you get. I don't know how many. I think it's a 100 card deck. Just not for me, you know. Fate Encounter and Blood Moon would just won them. Yeah, you know what? And they did see the deck, so they could have seen the line, but it's kind of a hard line to see, I guess. Oh, that wins. That'll do it. No win conditions left. Dark Souls time, I guess. I think that was a 2.5 hour league nearly for 4 matches. I think it's Dark Souls time. So I imagine nobody's left from Dino's stream, but that's okay. That's okay. So for those who don't know, you can type !DS in the chat. I've been working on this for like I'm